Coming up on City Spotlight, we're on location in Shelbyville. Lake Shelbyville will be our backdrop. We're going to talk with the Mayor of Shelbyville, Jeff Johnson, about some of the ongoing projects that have been going on and how they've been affected by the Illinois state budget impasse. And then we'll talk with Freddie of Shelby County Tourism about some upcoming events here in Shelbyville and at Lake Shelbyville. And we'll finish the program talking with Jon Summers here at Lake Shelbyville about some of the ongoing work that has taken place over the past year. We're on location in Shelbyville. Stay tuned right here on City Spotlight. City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com. And thank you to all of you for joining us for this latest episode of City Spotlight. We're on location here in Shelbyville. Lake Shelbyville is our background, and we welcome back to the program the Mayor of Shelbyville, Jeff Johnson.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be back. It's good to see you again.
Glad to be on your guys' home turf. We have the lake behind us on this overcast late June day, but it's beautiful to be at the lake. So glad to have you on again, Jeff.
And what we do is on the weekends is when we get all the sun out here so that all visitors can enjoy it.
That's perfectly fine. We're glad to be here. We're taping this final week of June here, just a matter of days before the end of the fiscal year in the state of Illinois, and everybody is talking about what's going on in Springfield as they try to hammer out a state budget. And Jeff, obviously, all mayors and municipalities have been wanting a state budget for over 2 years now. Your thoughts going into this final week of June and what challenges it's presented for towns like Shelbyville?
I tell you, it's going to be interesting, and I wish we did know what was going to happen, because we have several projects, some that are working right now and some that were supposed to start right after the 4th of July. And with the announcement that without a budget that IDOT's stopping all of the projects, it's going to have an effect, push it back. Hopefully we can still get some of these things done this year instead of going into next year. And then whenever you look at the other income, that feeds through the state to the municipalities, it'll be interesting to see what all's affected and what isn't. And, actually, you look the state of Illinois, that there was a reason why we were an economic powerhouse for a long time, because we have the people, we have the experienced labor force, we have the location and the infrastructure. But, in economic development, whenever you're talking to companies and they're saying they're just concerned about the future of Illinois and what's going to happen, it hurts us in the long term. And so I'm just hoping that everything does get worked out relatively quickly and make it a little bit more predictable and stable.
Hopefully when folks are seeing this at the beginning of July, that something has happened at the end of June that will be good for all people in Central Illinois and all of Illinois. So,
I agree.
Very good. So moving forward, Jeff, when you were on last fall with Anna Kiley, a lot of new businesses in Shelbyville. What's the latest in economic development there?
We had a good year last year, and things are going to be pretty good this year. We've got a couple new businesses, retail businesses that have started in the downtown area. We have the Pooch Parlor, that's a pet grooming business that has opened up downtown. And we have a boutique, Simple Blessings, that opened up a month or two ago in one of the renovated buildings downtown. We have the businesses that opened up right after the first of the year that we talked about before, that was in the process of building and getting opened, and Tractor Supply and Triple B and Taco Bell. The Ace Hardware has remodeled, and I was in there on Saturday, and they were a great help. They helped me do some of my weekend projects and gave me some advice. So, it's great to have that type of service and that type of availability here in town. But we also have several other small businesses that we've been talking to, and we're hoping that we're going to see more things happen there.
So some of these businesses are obviously personally right there. One of them helped you out, but the response to some of these new businesses obviously already making an impact here in Shelbyville.
Yeah, it really is. And you look at things like quality of life. Since the last time I was with you, Sarah Bush had made an announcement, and they've started building a clinic here in Shelbyville. And you stop and you think that right here in Shelbyville we have, in the last year, we have HSHS and their affiliation with the hospital. We have Decatur Memorial that built a facility, and now Sarah Bush. Here are three of the finest medical providers that we have in central Illinois all have an interest and are all here to serve the people of Shelbyville and Shelby County. So we're fortunate, and it's great to know.
We talk on every one of these city spotlights about what draws business to a community. You have 3 examples of medical care for people, so that's definitely a strong point now for Shelbyville.
It is, and you look in the background here with this lake and the Daisy Trail and the quality of life, the medical services that we can provide, the shopping. Kind of like what we talked about before, our employers are growing, and some things we're looking for this year is we're looking for some more housing and some more rental property. We're looking to continue to expand the commercial offerings that are out there and the commercial businesses that are in town, and so it's an exciting time.
All right, very good. Let's follow up on a few of those things we talked about in the fall. Streetscape, Daisy Trail, Chautauqua.
Right.
Which one do you want to start with?
We could go ahead and start with Streetscape. I think that was number 1 on the list,
Yeah,
wasn't it? And
sure. Let's go Streetscape first.
Okay. The Streetscape, we are working on it, and that's going to be on the Main Street, right in the downtown area. We're going to be looking at the sidewalks and the lighting, and we've got through most of the engineering, and that we've been working with the state, and we're hoping right after the first of the year to put it out for bid, so we'll be able to start construction next year. And actually, we're trying to look beyond that now.
Right.
We have a group that's been meeting about the downtown area, and we want to look at the vision and where we go next with the downtown area.
Right.
What do we want it to look like? What kind of activities do we want? Because we realize that being there on the state highway, we'll have the streetscape. It'll make it attractive as visitors come into town and drive through town. And with some of the other things that we could have, hopefully we'll get them out of their cars to come in and see how great the shops are that we have and the shopping that we have here in town.
Okay. I'm going to change the order of the 3 things I mentioned.
Okay.
Chautauqua. What's going on at the Chautauqua? Anything going on there?
The Chautauqua building, we had Chautauqua Days a week ago, and it was well received. We had entertainment and things out there. It was great. And the building itself, we've started painting on it, and we have volunteers that's been doing that, and so we're making progress every day, and it's great to see.
Good to see the continued growth there for the Chautauqua. And we're at Lake Shelbyville and the Daisy Trail, which is going to be going from the lake to the town or vice versa. So tell us about the Daisy Trail.
The Daisy Trail has been a blessing for the city. We end up the next phase of the Daisy Trail, Phase 8. We're hoping that we're going to start right after the 4th of July.
Right.
And we put the bids out for it, and what that will do is that will be the part that goes into the downtown area and then up Morgan Street to connect to the park.
Right.
And we were looking forward to having that done by the end of the year, but we'll have to see what happens with the state budget.
Impacts that very much so.
Yeah, and then we're looking into the future too with the Daisy Trail on extending it to some of the commercial areas out to the west and possibly extending it further to the north around the lake. So it's a project that's always in process and evolution.
Some wait and see, and some things that will just continue to move forward. So
Yep.
hopefully good things happen to all 3 of those. We have this beautiful body of water, a natural resource that's in central Illinois and right here in Shelbyville. And it's the beginning of summer here. And do you see a noticeable amount of people, more people coming in during the summer? And what does that impact for Shelbyville?
It's huge. You look at the downtown area and you go in and out of the stores on the weekends, you go into the restaurants over the weekend, and you talk to so many people, and they come from all over the Midwest. And it's great to see everybody coming to Shelbyville and appreciating what we have. Kind of growing up, you always talk about the Lincoln sites, and whenever it's right here, you don't always appreciate what you have. And sometimes I think Lake Shelbyville is the same way, that, being a local boy and being born and raised here. But it's had a huge impact on the city of Shelbyville, and I think it's going to have an even greater impact into the future. We want to go ahead and provide things, opportunities, activities for our visitors. There was a survey that was done, kind of an informal survey, and it was interesting because some of the things they were talking about is with everybody that we have coming in and with the growth in our businesses, things like maybe additional restaurants and additional shopping and activities for people whenever they come into town. So,
I was thinking back to the first time we had you on, City Spotlight on Shelbyville, and you told us about that unique experience about growing up here and seeing this built to now. And you got to be awfully proud of what this provides to not just your local community, but a greater amount of people in central Illinois.
Yeah, we really are. And it does, it makes you feel good whenever you talk to people, and people are actually wanting to move to Shelbyville because, they appreciate what we have. And it's taken years, it's taken generations to build what Shelbyville has. I'm extremely proud of it, and more importantly, the people in Shelbyville, because it's the people that's made what it is, that's prepared it, and hopefully what we're doing is we're preparing for the next 15, 20, 25, 30 years.
We're going to talk a couple more segments here in the program, but one of the things you talked about a couple times is the work that the Corps of Engineers does here at Lake Shelbyville. They do a fantastic job with such a gigantic body of water.
Yeah, they really do. And, it's amazing what all they have to do and what all they have to coordinate. And, we were kind of talking a little bit earlier about the rains that happened this spring. And what was it, there in a week or 10 days, we had 8 or 10 inches of rain. And how do you regulate something like that? How do you try and predict Mother Nature?
Wow.
But the Corps does a great job of doing it and providing, the entertainment and providing the recreation that goes along with the lake too.
We'll talk more about that in our final segment. So appreciate your time on the program again, Jeff. Jeff Johnson, the Mayor of Shelbyville. Glad to have you on City Spotlight again.
Thank you. It was good seeing you.
Pleasure. And coming up next here on City Spotlight, we'll talk with Freddie Fry of Shelby County Tourism about some upcoming events. But first, let's take a look at some of those upcoming events going on in Shelbyville. And we're back here on City Spotlight. We continue our on-location episode on Shelbyville. We welcome back to the program Freddie Fry of Shelby County Tourism. Welcome back to the program, Freddie.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure. Glad to be out here at Lake Shelbyville. A little cloudy on this last week of June, but we're glad to be here.
Yeah, I kind of wanted nicer weather, and the sun would be really nice looking at that beach.
But it's dry at the moment, so
Yep.
we'll take it. All right, some of the events that are going on. We're actually taping this before the 4th of July. Folks will be seeing this after the 4th of July, but what a unique event that is, the 4th of July, the fireworks over Lake Shelbyville.
Yeah, and we're really lucky. In the last couple of years, they brought the fireworks back to the lake, and it adds like another level to the fireworks because you have the fireworks reflecting off the water, you have the boats coming in to see them, and it's kind of a natural arena here. They can stand on the shoreline and kind of see what all's going on. So,
what a pretty and great event for people to check out here at Lake Shelbyville. So many things to do here. Something else that's going on in July, it's the end of the month, the 4-H Fair.
yes, a really nice opportunity. The 4-H fairgrounds are in Shelbyville. The kids get to show off their projects and hopefully advance to the state fair. And they do a barbecue and have activities for several days. They can find all that listed on lakeshelbyville.com calendar.
More information, go there, check that out. We'll talk a little bit more about this with Jon Summers of Lake Shelbyville here in the next segment, but Aquafest going on the beginning of August.
Yeah, then that's always, they do it every year, change locations, but it's always nice. It's fun and water safety combined into one great beach event. So hopefully a sunny day and lots of kids, and the Rangers are always great to interact with. So
very good. Look forward to that at the beginning of August. And something that's going on during Tuesdays here in Shelbyville is the Farmers Market.
yes, and this year, last year was our first year, but we've started our second year at the county market parking lot on Tuesdays from 3 to 5:30. Now that we're into the end of June, the crops have come along, so we've seen a lot more vegetables, nice ripe tomatoes, and then if you need something to go with your purchases, you just slide right into the market and get some more.
All right, very good. And that goes till when? When does that run through?
Through August.
Okay. Very good. Farmers Market. And then one of the big events that goes on in the fall in Shelbyville, Columbus Day weekend, we have Scarecrow Days and Balloon Fest. They'll be August 6th and 7th. Tell us again about Scarecrow Days, please.
Scarecrow Days is kind of our fall pumpkin fest. Usually a lot of communities do have that one fall event. It's been going on for years, so you'll see a lot of vendors, entertainment. It's kind of structured downtown, so a chance to visit the shops and the vendors and enjoy the day exploring Shelbyville.
And also going on that weekend, Balloon Fest.
Balloon Fest, yes. Nice tie-in with the Scarecrow Days because the balloons generally are up early and in the late afternoon. And also the Saturday night of Columbus Day weekend, we have the beautiful glow. So we'll have food, entertainment. It's a free event, so come out, enjoy, bring a lawn chair, and enjoy the balloons when they inflate, light up, and entertain you.
Obviously, a lot of folks come to visit the lake every year, but what kind of a turnout do you get with the Scarecrow Days Balloon Fest?
I wish I had a count. We usually fill the airport parking in a pretty big way. I'm usually in a hospitality tent for the pilots, so I'm not out there physically counting, but I would say it's probably one of the biggest events we do here.
And we cannot not talk about this beautiful body of water behind us and what it does for your job is to working with tourism here in Shelbyville and Shelby County. What a great resource it is for the community.
It's fabulous. Not only, it's not just for the locals. We see so many people from all over. Also, I'm a tourism office, so my job is heads in beds. And when we bring them to stay overnight, you know, they're going to eat, they're going to shop, they're going to hopefully love it and come back again and again. So, yeah, I have a fun job.
One of the things you were talking about before we started taping, people can get their passport stamped?
Yeah, and this year, for the very first time, Shelbyville has a passport stamp here at the VC. So, yeah, with the National Park Service, issues the little passports for all their national parks and sites. And now you can stamp it in Shelbyville.
Awesome. Look forward to that. Thank you for sharing that story. Very good.
Thanks.
And with all the events that you just talked about here in summer going into fall, any one particular one you like, or do you like them all?
I like them all, you know, and anytime they go off without a hitch, it's even better. Sometimes you don't actually get things to go the way you want, but I think Balloon Fest, that's the one we're most probably invested in because we're kind of up close and personal with each part of it, so a lot of fun.
And you've been here a number of years in Lake Shelbyville. What do you most like about your job? Is it the people? Is it the body of water? What do you like most about your job?
It's probably a combination. I mean, you have this wonderful venue to share with great people, so it doesn't get much better than that. We try to do the best we could, and we'll keep doing our best to get the best information to the most amount of people we can so they can come enjoy, explore.
Well, thank you very much for sharing a little bit about some of these upcoming events here in Shelbyville and Lake Shelbyville. Freddie Fry of Shelby County Tourism, thanks for coming back on City Spotlight.
Thanks for having us.
Pleasure. And coming up next here on City Spotlight, our final segment, we'll talk with Jon Summers of Lake Shelbyville about things going on here at the lake. Stay tuned. City Spotlight is on YouTube. Past episodes can be viewed on East Central Illinois towns that have been featured on City Spotlight. Just search on YouTube City Spotlight with the show number and the name of the town. Listed on your screen are the recent episodes of City Spotlight. And we're back here on City Spotlight, our on-location show at Shelbyville. We have Lake Shelbyville still behind us, and we'd like to welcome to the program Jon Summers. He's the operations manager here at Lake Shelbyville. Welcome to the program, Jon.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Look forward to hearing your comments about what's been going on at the lake here over the past year or so. First off, Jon, how long have you been working here at Lake Shelbyville?
I've been at Lake Shelbyville since the spring of, 2013. I've worked for the Corps of Engineers for the past about 19 years. Started out in my college years working down in southeast Missouri. Then from there I went over into eastern Tennessee and then western Kentucky. Then before coming to Lake Shelbyville, I was on the Mississippi River.
So you've been to a variety of places in your time with the Corps of Engineers. What brought you here?
Well, this is my home. I never worked here before, but I always thought I'd want to get back here for my retirement days, but it came a lot sooner than what I anticipated. And we're home now with the family, and there's nothing like being at home.
Obviously, a unique experience for you being in your home base. So you're the operations manager here at Lake Shelbyville. What does that entail? What does your job entail?
Well, basically, I'm in charge of all the operations for Lake Shelbyville. All the business lines we have here, which include flood risk management, recreation, environmental stewardship. We do have some work we do with the navigation program on the Kaskaskia River and the Mississippi River, so as we all act as a system throughout the watersheds. So basically my job is to oversee the entire operations at Lake Shelbyville.
Very good. 2 springs ago, we were here on location with Phil Manhart, and he showed us around the lake and learned a lot about what goes on here. And tell us, John, what's some of the work that's been done here around the lake over the past year or so?
So just recently we completed a 20 kilowatt solar field project, which we got some money through a sustainability program, and that 20 kW electric solar system field will power our maintenance compound and all the facilities in the maintenance yard area. Right now we're also in the middle of a major rehab at Lithia Springs campground. We're replacing all of the water lines and the electric lines in that campground, and hopefully to have that campground open up here very shortly. In the past year we also signed a partnership agreement with the Ocala Valley School System, where they are doing a bunch of work on core property, where they bring kids out. The students will come out and actually get hands-on experience. They get hands-on lessons. It's kind of like an outdoor classroom. They're doing, they got pollinators growing, they've got corn and beans growing. They're doing timber stand improvement, working with the National Wild Turkey Federation, and just a whole host of partners involved in that partnership. In fact, for the 2016, they earned the Partnership of the Year award for the entire Corps of Engineers nationwide. So that was a big recognition for us in the school system as well. So we're always working, trying to improve the project lands and the recreation areas for the public.
One of the things you were telling me offhand before this taping is you have a number of interns that work here in addition to having all the staff of 20 plus staff. Talk about the combination of the staff and the interns that you have here during the summertime.
Yeah, we have full-time staff around 25 to 30 employees, and then each summer we try to hire between 10 and 12 pathways interns is what we call them. They're students that just graduated high school or in their college, and those students get hands-on experience. In fact, that's how I became, got full-time position. I went through the same type of program, and it's a real good program. Even if students are not wanting to work for the Corps of Engineers, we get school teachers come out and we do educational programming in the campgrounds and different things, so they're also getting experience here. And then we're working with all the other state and federal agencies, so they get to know those folks and what kind of jobs they have to offer as well. So it's a really good program, and it's the best way to get on full-time with the Corps of Engineers is go through that Pathways internship program.
All right, very good. We're standing here the final week of June, overcast skies. The weather obviously plays a big part in what you guys can do with your respective jobs here at Lake Shelbyville. How has the weather gone for you guys in the lake here since the start of spring?
Well, it really starts back in December 2015 when we had the Christmas time flooding event, which that brought the lake up about 23 feet at that time. And we just got out of that flood when we got the 12 or 13 inches of rain this spring, and that rain brought the lake levels up about 14 feet, 15 feet. So we are slowly bringing the lake down, and just as last Friday we have all of our beaches open. We've had all of our campgrounds are open, except like I mentioned, Lithia Springs is closed at the time being. But we're open for business, and things are looking great. All the areas recovered from the flooding well, and we've had busy weekends.
It's very good to hear. And we talked with Freddie Fry of Shelby County Tourism in our last segment here on City Spotlight, and talked about some of the events going on here around the lake. And one of the things coming up in August is Aquafest. I understand that it involves some safety.
Yeah, Aquafest is an annual event we hold over at during West Beach, and we want everybody to be safe when they're out on the water and visiting the project. We want people to go home safe to their families, just as they got here safely. So Aquafest, we have all-day events for folks of all ages, and we're teaching and they're learning about water safety and the different activities that go on that day.
And just to reemphasize the safety component that you talked about with Aquafest, a big part of people coming out here enjoying the water is to be safe. If you want to reemphasize the importance of safety when people come out to Lake Shelbyville.
Yeah, we get 3 to 4 million visitors a year.
Wow.
And we want 3 to 4 million visitors to be able to go home safely to their families. So when folks are out on the water, you know, if they buckle up and wear their life jackets, that's a big help. And, you know, and just be responsible. You know, you come to the lake, we want folks to enjoy it. There is hazards out there. You know, just being out in nature and being out, you know, in the campgrounds or the recreation areas, or, you know, there is hazards out there that we got to be cognizant of and ensure that, you know, we're being responsible for ourselves and doing the right things and, you know, teaching that younger generation. So hopefully they'll be able to come back, you know, in the future years as well.
Stay safe and continue to come out and have fun. My final question for you, Jon, as we wrap up here on this episode. Again, at the beginning of our interview with you, you said you're from Shelbyville. You're working in your home base. What's your favorite part about working here?
I think it's the people. Both the employees that work at Lake Shelbyville, it's a tremendous staff. The staff, you know, loves working with the public and enjoy being out in the public. But I like being able to serve the public. You know, it's Lake Shelbyville is a resource that's not in everybody's backyard, and you know, a lot of people may take it for granted, but I know I sure don't. And I want people to, you know, to come and be able to use this lake. And now, you know, I just enjoy working with the public and making sure we're providing something that they can use and be proud of.
Well, thank you again for your comments. Jon Summers, he's the operation manager here at Lake Shelbyville. We appreciate your time here on City Spotlight.
Thanks, sir.
And that'll do it for this episode of City Spotlight in Shelbyville. We've been on location in Lake Shelbyville. Thanks for watching, everyone. City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com.